Pat Gray is here on the Blaze Radio Network.
Thanks for being here. What a jam-packed day we have again, as usual. Just keeps coming. All the good stuff just keeps coming. But we got to leave with one of our mistakes here. Had a BLM story the other day. Black Lives Matter, their support or their approval rating being down to 2%.
Yeah.
That's not exactly the story.
We wanted it to be, though.
Net support has cratered to a staggeringly low 2%, a 92% drop. Huh. Okay, so net support is down to just 2%. Whereas before, their approval rating was in the 90s. Now it's, 45, 43 or something, for and against. And
I see.
So it was a little misleading. But
it was written poorly, it sounds like.
It was written kind of poorly. Mm-hmm. It was in the Western Journal or something?
Yeah.
Where I got that story.
Sounds right.
But just a side note, I did all of this while medicated.
Ah, yes!
Right?
Yes!
And in excruciating kidney stone pain.
So everybody needs to back off.
Back off.
The man was on drugs.
That's right. Now, normally with a story this outrageous, approval rating doesn't get down to 2% for anybody. I mean, if you pulled Adolf Hitler, I'll bet his rating would almost certainly be above 2%. I bet it would.
Yeah.
So as a rule, I'd have checked other sources and vetted it further. But again,
you're on the drugs.
Drugs. Mm-hmm. Coke, toot, nose candy.
Mm-hmm. Kids don't do drugs.
No, don't. This is what happens. And you make vital mistakes like this. And you don't want to do that. You don't want that to happen. All right. So Joe Biden trying to mitigate some of the damage here because, wow, is there damage over what's happened in Afghanistan, because everyone can see it's an absolute catastrophe. Everybody knows it. I mean, there's still Democrat apologists like Nancy Pelosi. She thinks it's fine, I guess. And when she was asked about, well, what about all the weapons left behind, all the equipment that we've supplied them with?
Yeah.
It happens. It happens. If it does, it shouldn't. Maybe we should have done all we could to mitigate that happening. I don't know. What an idea. So let's start, because it's hard to know where to even begin with all of this.
Yeah, the administration putting everybody out in front of the camera here to talk about this debacle.
We can start with Secretary Austin. Lloyd Austin, check this out. I guess we're just, we can't get things done now. We're the United States of America, and our new slogan is, we can't.
Or it happens.
Oh, yeah.
It happens.
Here he is.
A distinction, Barb, between extracting someone in an in extremis condition or circumstance versus going out and collecting up large numbers of American citizens.
Do you have the capability to go out and collect Americans?
We don't have the capability to go out and collect up large numbers of people, Barb.
What? He stands there like a dullard and states that we, meaning the United States of America, we don't have the capability to go out and collect large numbers of American citizens and bring them home. We literally can't do that?
What do you think we are, the United States?
Like a superpower? Yeah, that's what I thought we were. Every day, though, it's becoming clear we're not anymore, I guess. We can't bring home large numbers of people. It's dumbfounding. How do you even say such a thing when you're in the cabinet of the United States of America? How do you stand there and tell the American people, yeah, we can't do that. There's no way we can do it. There's no way we can do it.
That's not his only shining moment from you.
And we've done it
yesterday either.
How many times have we actually done it? Now we just can't anymore. We don't have planes anymore. We don't have ships anymore. Yeah, we can't do anything to get you home. Geez, in 1941, In 1941, England evacuated 400,000 troops with fishermen, with people who have their own private little boats and dinghies and canoes. I mean, in 1941 that happened. 400,000 people. Saved the lives of all those troops, saved the British Army. But today, the United States of America doesn't have the capability. That is staggering. What an us. Guy should be fired immediately. Fired on the spot. Get out. So yeah, as Keith mentioned, wasn't his only great moment. There's more.
And where do you take that? I mean, how far can you extend into Kabul? You know, and how long does it take to flow those forces in to be able to do that?
So it sounds like you're saying this depends on diplomacy with the Taliban. That's it. That's our only option, is getting them to agree to do this.
Well, let me add something here, Elaine.
Yeah. He needs to be rescued. You talk about staring into nothing.
Let me just say something, Elaine.
Yeah, I think go take it.
What you said, whatever.
So, I mean, and that was the question.
Yeah.
We're left to negotiate basically with the Taliban now, correct?
Let me help you out there.
Whew.
Seriously, yeah, I think that's what we're down to. Hey, so could you pretty please with sugar on it? I don't know. Do you guys eat sugar? I don't know. You all look pretty trim, actually. So
Living in the desert will do that to you.
yeah, I guess it will.
Oh, man.
And racing through Afghanistan record speed and taking over the whole country in 11 days. Yeah,
but you just asked the question. Are we still a superpower? I think his response there to, so we have to negotiate with the Taliban, right? I think that's your answer.
Yeah, jeez.
Oh,
I don't know. It's like the polling people. I don't know.
Seriously. No leadership.
And look how bad it is. Babies being passed to airplanes.
This is
through the windows. And I mean, here families left behind. Look at this.
So these
passing them over
families
the
are
barbed
saying,
wire.
We may not get out as a family, but I'm going to put my kid on this plane.
And I don't even know who's taking my kid
right. Just put the kid on the plane. It doesn't matter where the plane lands. It'll be better than this hellhole.
That's, I don't.
You should think of Joe Biden every time you see stuff like that out of Afghanistan. This is, and we will demonstrate as the show goes on, this is squarely on him. Oh my gosh. Oh. And then, oh my gosh, the video of the teenage girl. This is more heartbreaking stuff. What is going to become of these?
The girls in Afghanistan are terrified, and they should be. Here's one of them. We don't count because we were born in Afghanistan. Can't help crying. Have to wipe my tears to be able to film this video. No one cares about us. We'll die slowly in history. Isn't it funny? No, it's not.
No.
It's really not.
Good.
All the talk about how much we care about women and girls over the past decades. And, wow, everything the elitist leftists do shows that they couldn't care less about women and girls. Whether it's the trans situation or being stuck with Taliban leadership now, you're on your own. Good luck. Drive safely. Oh, wait, you can't drive. Okay, never mind. Wow. And then Biden, where's he been? Biden is hiding, of course, because he doesn't want to answer questions. But he did go on George Stephanopoulos.
Oh, interesting.
And
so he cleared everything up.
Cleared it all.
He probably put our minds at ease, and we're good now.
Yeah.
When you look at what's happened over the last week, was it a failure of intelligence, planning, execution, or judgment?
Look, I don't think it was a fair. Look, it was a simple choice, George. When the Taliban.
Taliban.
Let me back up and put it another way.
Okay,
when
back up and put it another way.
The government of Afghanistan.
Yeah.
The leader of that government getting in a plane and taking off and going to another country. When you saw the significant collapse of the Afghan troops we had trained, up to 300,000 of them, just leaving their equipment and taking off. That was, that's what happened. That's simply what happened.
But we've all seen the pictures. We've seen those hundreds of people packed into a C-17. We've seen Afghans falling.
That was 4 days ago, 5 days ago.
What did you think when you first saw those pictures?
What I thought was we have to gain control of this. We have to move this more quickly.
Oh, my gosh.
We have to move in a way in which we can take control of that airport. And we did.
So you don't think this could have been handled, this actually could have been handled better in any way? No mistakes?
No, I don't think it could have been handled in a way that we're going to go back in hindsight and look, but the idea that somehow there's a way to have gotten out without chaos ensuing, I don't know how that happens.
Well, then,
I don't know how that happened.
Why
So
the
for you,
hell
that
are
was
you
always
president?
priced into the decision?
You can't
Yes.
be president if you don't know how that happens. You can't be the president of the United States. That was 4 days ago. How dare you ask me about a catastrophic event from back in the dark ages? George, how old were you 4 or 5 days ago? There were dinosaurs 4 or 5 days ago. Can we finally stop talking about people falling to their deaths from U.S. planes crowded with evacuees that we did nothing about for months? And look, let me. Can we stop hearing about the women being shot dead for not wearing a burqa, or just simply walking around? It's getting really old, George. Can we stop? That was 4 days ago. That's incomprehensible to me. I've never seen the like of it from a U.S. president.
I mean, that is his what difference does it make moment from Hillary.
Sure, except worse.
Worse.
Except much, much worse.
Yeah, it's the whole
People
nation.
are falling to their death from U.S. planes because they're clinging to the sides of the airplane. They want to get out so bad. And that was 4 days ago. That's the response to that. That was 4 days ago. That's old news. Don't bother me with that. And you didn't make a single mistake? Wow.
That is brutal.
No mistakes were made in the evacuation of Afghanistan.
You know, he has pivoted from blaming Trump to blaming the Afghan military.
Yeah.
To, look, there's really nothing we could have done. So,
right.
But it has come to light that he absolutely did not follow Donald Trump's plan. And in fact, as the clip that we're about to play will demonstrate, in February, like literally, they had just gotten into office. They were already changing up Trump's plan, and they made the change official on June 11th. It became this became Biden's baby, 100% as of June 11th. And my goodness, what a disaster.
The National Pulse, we are reporting this afternoon that Joe Biden's State Department actively quashed a program that was started under President Donald J. Trump that was meant to enable the U.S. government to extract people swiftly and safely from crisis zones around the world, including places like Afghanistan. This program was started, it's called the CCR. It stands for Contingency and Crisis Response. It was started in October of last year with a very, very specific purpose of helping extract Americans from crisis zones. That includes ordinary citizens, and it includes diplomats, it includes members of the U.S. Government in many different shapes and forms. The Biden administration began to squash this plan in February. We have published documentation that proves it this afternoon. It's up on the nationalpulse.com. It was finalized on June the 11th of this year that they were pausing this program just months before the Taliban retook Afghanistan and Kabul.
Wow. It's crazy. Well, but they didn't, there's no way they could have evacuated the people no matter what, though. Right, because we don't have the capability to evacuate large collections of people. We can't do it. There's no planes. You know, that would take big planes, and probably more than one.
Who's got a big plane?
Nobody. I mean, not here. Russia and China might have big planes. We don't have big planes.
Oh.
I mean, you're talking about planes that can seat, I don't know, maybe more than 10 people.
Wow, that's big.
If only we had something like that.
Never heard of such a thing.
Yeah. Yeah. So
this is
no vehicle transportation out of the country. There's no, you couldn't get them to a port somewhere. You couldn't fly them anywhere. We just don't have boats and planes and vehicles. Huh. So if we did, I'm sure, we could have done a better job.
Sure.
But that's not Biden's fault that none of that stuff's been invented.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Exactly right. The man, I mean, what do you expect him to
he's supposed to perform miracles?
Thank you.
Here?
He's only the president of the United States, which I don't even think that he wants to be president of the United States.
Apparently, according to Jack Posobiec, Biden told his staff he wants to go back to Delaware.
Yeah, look at that. He tweeted this yesterday, 1:25 p.m.? Is that what it says?
Yeah. Well, he hasn't been sleeping well this week, and he thinks he'll be more functional if he stays at home in Wilmington.
So he's telling staff, I gotta go to sleep, man. This president and stuff sucks.
I don't like it here.
Yeah.
Washington, D.C. is big and dirty and loud, noisy. People come and visit me when I'm here.
Right.
I need to go back to Delaware.
It wears me out.
Where it's quiet.
It wears me out. There's not an ice cream maker in this house either.
So he spent the last few days traveling between the White House and Camp David. Now he's scheduled to head back. He is scheduled. So 45 minutes after he said this to his staff.
Wow. WMAL News.
There was suddenly a flight plan to take him back to Delaware. And sure enough, according to the FAA's website, he leaves for Delaware today.
Yeah, he's going to leave at 6 o'clock tonight.
He's leaving tonight.
But he'll be back real soon. He's going to...
Yeah. He just needs a nice rest.
Yep.
So after Monday afternoon.
Oh, Monday afternoon
he'll be back.
Okay.
Bang. Just like that. He'll be right back on the job. Doing great things for America, Americans, and our allies. Because he's awesome. Isn't he?
Dude does not want to be president.
Oh, that's bumming it.
Thank you.
I think he's just finding the job impossible to do because he's incapable. He's incapable.
I mean, it's impossible when your brain is functioning at 100%.
Right. Yeah, it's very difficult.
This guy...
and it's interesting because even the Democrats right now, many of them, some are still apologists, like I mentioned, but there's a lot of Democrats who are admitting he completely blew this thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's at least 3 Democrat senators that are already on board saying we've got to investigate what happened here.
Yeah, they want an investigation.
Yeah, well, who is it? It's Bob Menendez. There's a couple other people that run committees there. Page 2. Yeah.
So they have the power to do this.
Yeah.
So it's Senate Foreign Relations Committee Chair Bob Menendez. It's also Senate Armed Services Committee Chair Jack Reed.
Okay.
And Senate Intelligence Committee Chair Mark Warner.
Wow. So
from
you've
Virginia.
got 3 Democrat senators who run committees
are vowing an investigation.
They are setting this man up to be gone and soon.
Another Democrat member of Commerce who wants to be anonymous so he could speak candidly said, I'm bewildered and frustrated and privately talking to a lot of House Democrats. They feel the same way. The scenes are just brutal and there's no excuse for just how badly state or the Department of Defense or both completely bungled the evacuations and getting folks out. Someone was really asleep at the switch. I don't know who was responsible, but I do want to know where was the ball dropped, because that person needs to be held accountable. At least one person or a group of people screwed up so badly that it's fireable. Well, yeah, including the President of the United States.
Absolutely.
Should absolutely be impeached over this and many other issues.
Joe Biden, he is allowing two nations to be collapsed. One is taking a little longer than the other. But it's going to be interesting to see how this plays out, because you know who's been very quiet and off camera has been one Vice President Kamala Harris. Where has she been? They are keeping the Afghanistan stink off of her.
Well, they're trying to. But she was there. She played a key role. She admitted it. She already said, I played a key role in this, and I was the last person in the room.
Well,
President Biden always said that he wants you to be the last person in the room, particularly for big decisions, just as he was for President Obama. He just made a really big decision. Afghanistan.
Yes.
Were you the last person in the room?
Yes. Oh, no.
Yes. Yes.
Oh, no.
She goes on to say, were you comfortable with that? Are you comfortable? Yes.
Oh, well, never mind my theory.
Yeah.
I thought they were keeping her kind of in mint condition, as it were.
There's no keeping anybody in mint condition.
She cannot own this, but wow, she just owned it right there.
She did. She owned it herself back in April. All right, let me tell you about Keeps. You got a million reasons to be stressed out about a lot of different things, but losing your hair shouldn't be one of them, because there is good news. Keeps can help you keep your hair. They offer the same doctor-recommended, FDA-approved hair loss treatment, but these are generic, so you only pay about half the cost. It's a great deal. And one more thing you're going to love about Keeps, you can do everything online. You don't have to go anywhere. You don't have to go to the drugstore, none of that kind of stuff. You can do everything online, answer some questions, take a few pictures, and post those. Then a licensed doctor will review all that information and recommend the right hair loss treatment for you, ship it directly to your door. So why make trips to your doctor's office or to the pharmacy when you can do it all from the comfort and privacy of your couch? And to get you started, we got a special discount when you go to keeps.com/Pat. Keeps.com/Pat. You'll get 50% off your first order of hair loss treatments. That's keeps.com/Pat. Keeps.com/Pat.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.
So, Pat, that clip you just played of Kamala Harris, that was from April, when Joe Biden originally said, we got to get out of Afghanistan.
Yeah, April 25th, I believe.
But she hasn't said anything in the last 6 days.
No,
okay.
not a peep.
Oh, then I stand by my theory.
Not a peep.
They are protecting her so that she doesn't have the stink on her.
It doesn't matter. She's the worst, and nobody likes her. So
right.
She thinks she's on her way to the Oval Office and to the White House, but we'll see. You know, I don't know if we've ever seen this kind of bipartisan disgust with a president. I mean, both sides are admittedly, even the Democrats are admittedly pissed off here and frustrated with the guy. Because for anyone with half a brain or even a partial heart, this goes way beyond the petty bickering that we normally see. When you see the kind of catastrophe occurring right before your eyes that's unfolding right now, you're not human if you're not absolutely horrified. So whether or not you believe that our economic system, for instance, should be free market based or come from a central location and manufacture and distribution should be handled by the government, none of that matters right now because people are dying as a result of this president's debacle. And we have up to 15,000 Americans who are still there, left behind to try to fend for themselves. Good luck, everybody. Yeah, we don't have any capability to get you out. Because of this president's debacle, we've got brave Afghans who helped American soldiers at great risk to themselves that we made promises to. We said we'd be there for them. And now they're in grave danger because of this president's debacle. Everybody knows that Biden would never follow a plan outlined by Trump, and now there's proof he didn't do that. Plus, Trump hasn't been around for 7 months, so how are you going to try to pin this on him? He's not the one that didn't lift a finger before the troops pulled out. You know, Biden keeps saying, well, I don't know how it would get any better. I don't know how you do it better than this. I don't know. Evacuate people before you evacuated the military? How about that? Maybe you could have started this process. I don't know. January 21st, for instance, since you knew you were going to do this anyway, anywhere along this path, they could have started evacuating people. And it isn't Trump who left billions of dollars worth of weapons behind either for the Taliban to have. I mean, we've really set them up for a good long time. I mean, this one is impossible to mistake for anybody else's responsibility but Joe Robinette Biden, squarely on his shoulders. He can say whatever he wants. He can squirm. He can lie. He can tell us he didn't make any mistakes. Everybody knows that this was probably as bad as you could possibly do it. This seems to have been carried out literally by 4-year-olds who don't understand the world, don't understand what it takes to, get people to safety, to rescue large numbers of people. I mean, why would you ever take the military out and then say, okay,
y'all good?
You're on your own, everybody.
I mean, seriously, it makes sense. Do you think this will be the downfall of his presidency? In other words, will this cut him short?
Well, he's going to be cut short anyway, but I don't know if this will shorten the stay. It might. I don't know. Maybe. I think what it might do is wake people up to how incompetent he is, how damaged he is, and how degraded his faculties are. Somebody's going to have to now take a look at him because they understand he's not capable of making good decisions.
But I stick by that they are going to distance Kamala Harris as far away from Kabul as they can.
Yeah, I'm sure they will.
And then that will allow her to see, I had nothing to do with that, so you should put her in now.
Mm-hmm.
Boy, what a dark time for America.
It is. Yeah, it really is.
It feels like it's by design, too. I'm not going to lie. This feels like a purposeful collapse in every arena imaginable. And yesterday, he pivots off of Afghanistan into a COVID speech, which was terrifying if you like liberty just even a little bit. My gosh, what are we in for as a nation? Bad stuff, man.
Yeah, do we have some of that speech, don't we?
I don't know.
Biden?
No.
Or do we have we don't have the COVID speech?
We don't have any. I mean,
I love how he just wheeled around and left. Oh, do we have the full screen though of where it told him to leave?
Oh yeah, so put the teleprompter.
Yeah, the
image
teleprompter image right there. Right there.
Leave now. Yes, please do.
Okay, so Americans in harm's way or whatever, and then underneath that last phrase on the teleprompter, leave now.
Yeah, don't take questions.
Underlined.
Get out of the room, Mr. President. That's the teleprompter there.
And he did. But he left now. Rather than saying, I'm going to get in trouble for this.
Yeah.
But let me take some questions.
Yeah, so I mean, I did live tweet this as he was speaking. I mean, he basically just said he's going to use the Department of Education to threaten states that aren't mandating masks in schools. Said he pulled federal funding from healthcare facilities that didn't force employees to get the shot. He told business owners, force your employees to get the shot. He hinted at institutes of higher learning. You should be forcing students to get the shot. You're going to need a booster shot in 8 months after you get the shot. I mean, it was terrifying. And if he wanted to pivot the conversation off of Afghanistan, boy, he did a good job of that, at least in the moment. But my goodness, what are we in for, America? Just take a stand. Take a stand. Go to your school board meetings. Tell your employer. I mean, you got to on a micro level. Everybody's got to go to their towns and
be your own school board.
Uh-huh.
You and your spouse be your school board and homeschool. I mean, if you can possibly pull it off.
Nobody cares about your children more than you do.
You really should.
Blaze Radio Network.
Got some tweets here. Rusty Shackelford. Never underestimate the ability of Joe Biden to F things up. Barack Hussein Obama apparently said that. Now, I don't remember that quote.
Yeah, I don't either. But I found it. Politico said, yeah, he was telling somebody back in 2020.
Really? Wow.
Barack phony ass Obama.
From Texas, Lori D. All that's missing is Dr. Jill in front of a mic in Afghanistan chanting, "No si Padway! No si Padway!"
So say it with me.
Si Padway. Right.
The future is ours. Thank you.
Yeah, this government is pathetic. Novocaine for the soul. So the same government that expects us to believe in their COVID leadership can't get our people back home. Screw them. The deplorable Mr. Jackwagon. You know, ABC heavily edited the Biden interview. That was the best they could come up with.
Oh, boy.
Biden must go now. Yeah. Yes. He should. He's not going to. You know, there is a silver lining on this debacle, though. There really is. Because according to the Washington Free Beacon, this is the most inclusive national disaster in American history. It was led by a lot of women and BIPOCs. So, for instance, you know, Kamala herself, who was the last person in the room, she is a female BIPOC of Tamil, Indian, and Afro-Jamaican descent. She's also in charge of the Biden administration's failed efforts to secure the southern border, of course. Harris's chief spokesperson, Simone Sanders, is also a prominent BIPOC. Secretary of Defense Lloyd Austin, whom we heard from just a few minutes ago.
Well, he's good. First
African-American to serve in that position and the first to preside over a military defeat of such extraordinary magnitude. I don't give us the military defeat. I don't agree with that. But Avril Haines, the director of national intelligence, is the first woman to oversee an epic intelligence failure after U.S. spy agencies estimated the Taliban would overrun Kabul within 90 days of the U.S. withdrawal. Of course, it happened in 72 hours. Haines used to host regular erotica night events at a bookstore in Baltimore.
I'm sorry?
Oh, so it's got that kind of...
Who is this that did that?
Avril Haines, the director of national intelligence. First woman to oversee the intelligence. And she used to have an erotica night. I didn't know she had that kind of experience.
Oh, but man, this is worse than Idiocracy. It's worse.
Oh, yeah. I haven't seen Idiocracy, but you couldn't dream of this kind of stuff. Nobody would ever buy it. Another important figure in Biden's decision to withdraw from Afghanistan, Deputy Secretary of State Wendy Sherman, the former director of Emily's List, served as lead negotiator for the Iran nuclear deal. She was joined by Victoria Nuland, the Undersecretary of State for Political Affairs. Nuland prepared at Choate Rosemary Hall, graduated from Brown, and served as a non-resident fellow at the Brookings Institute. She's also a woman who has defended Chinese propaganda. Then you have Linda Thomas Greenfield, the U.S. ambassador to the UN, providing invaluable representation as a person of color, you know, with a hoo-ha. And that's important, right? We want people with hoo-has representing us. Alejandro Mayorkas, the Secretary of Homeland Security, critical voice from the Latinx community, as he oversaw the administration's efforts to provide visas to military interpreters and other Afghan refugees. So, thank you to all the...
It's like an all-star team.
Females, yes, and the BIPOCs for making this disaster possible. Thank you. Thank you. You've done an incredible job. It seriously has been absolutely incredible. You really couldn't ask for anything more, could you? It's what an amazing time we live in. 888-900-3393. There's a billboard apparently in North Carolina that's mocking Joe Biden.
Oh, this is fun.
We can't have that. He's eating ice cream.
Kabul.
Kabul is being evacuated.
Oh no! Now watch this. There's an ad. Keep watching.
All right.
Ad.
More quotes. Go mango.
Hang on.
Okay, some mango drink.
Joe looking through the blind.
That's funny.
And that's our president. Yay.
That's funny.
Good.
I bet there's some people who are a little upset with that billboard.
I don't know who. That'd be fun to hack into a billboard, be honest. That would be fun.
Yeah, it would. Yes, it would. Yeah, because the billboard owners probably didn't do that, right?
I don't know. I don't know who did it, but I think it was hacked in, yeah.
Then there's this kind of humorous little item. Joe Biden's gas pump sticker.
Oh.
Do we have a full screen
Yeah,
of
so
that?
this is making the rounds. People are
putting his gas pump where he's pointing at the price
of
the gas, and it says underneath, I did that.
Yeah, and
I did that.
He's pointing at your, yeah, look at that. That is awesome.
Yeah, you did. Congratulations.
$76 to fill up. I did that.
I did that.
My word. I need that sticker.
I want it really badly.
Look at that. How dare you?
How dare you?
Yeah. No, I want 1,000 of the Joe Biden stickers and just keep putting those up everywhere.
And this is kind of fun because you know the BIPOC, he was actually black, that was at a gas station and he was yelling at the customers about how much he wants Trump back. I want my Trump back.
Yeah.
I want my damn Trump back.
Right. Yes. And here's another one.
All right.
Who also misses Donald Trump.
Okay.
You know something? Low key, I am mad Trump out the office.
Low key.
I'm mad at him. That man got cheated out of office. America was fun and exciting when that man was in office. Now look at us. A bunch of masked up fools. Can't go nowhere without a mask. Y'all cheated shit out that man. I would like anybody to prove me Trump was a racist.
Yeah.
Anybody to prove me, show me some video evidence, some paper evidence where Trump was a racist. Lying asses. Y'all cheated that man out of office. That would have been Barack Obama. Everybody named Obama would have been out here crying.
No kidding.
Y'all cheated that man.
Yeah.
Because deep down, y'all know he was out here doing right.
Right.
Y'all know that man was doing right. Now look at Joe Biden. I heard country up. Every single day, this man come up with some. But I stand with the American citizens. Y'all on bullshit.
That's great. That's great. And so, the leftists will all say, well, that guy's not black. Okay, because you can't have a differing point of view, apparently. According to the Democrats, if you're black, you must toe the line. You got to fall in line with all the others. And if you stray from that, well, then we just disown you. You're not who we know you are. It's fascinating, though, just how people jump all over anybody with a differing point of view. Carrie Underwood is going through this right now. She's under assault. You know why? She didn't even tweet it. It wasn't something she tweeted, but she liked a tweet from Matt Walsh. And so they're coming down on her like a ton of anvils. Underwood liked a tweet that included a video of his speech to the Nashville school board.
Yeah.
Arguing against the cruel and indefensible mask mandate for children. So it was just about masks, too. It wasn't even about politics. It's about masks. And, of course, everybody jumped on her. It's not just that Carrie Underwood liked an anti-mask tweet. It's that Carrie Underwood liked an anti-mask tweet from Matt Walsh, one of the most negligently histrionic voices on the topic of protecting kids from COVID, according to Jeremy Hooper. Somebody else wrote, wow, Carrie Underwood, I really thought better of you. Not only should you support the science of masks, this person should definitely look into that. The science of masks. I think they might be a little bit surprised. But Matt Walsh is a sexist, homophobic, and racist bigot.
Oh, wow.
Really?
Trifecta.
Yeah, show me the evidence of that. Show me one sexist, homophobic, or racist thing that Matt Walsh has ever said or done. Just such idiocy. It must really be tough to survive in a world when you're this fragile that you can't survive even seeing something that disagrees with your worldview. And you can't ignore it. Yeah, you can't argue your side of the issue. You can't contemplate it and try to understand it. You just have to destroy the person who wrote it, or in this case, who liked it, because you're that fragile, because you just can't take it. Wow. You talk about fascism. That is the very definition of fascism, where you just shut down the other side and there can be no debate on anything. Let me tell you about Patriot Mobile. Not so long ago, companies existed solely, really, to provide products and services. Customers spent money in return for a product or a service. Well, almost overnight, everything changed. Many corporations now have become vessels for anti-American and anti-family propaganda, and it means so much to them that sometimes they even put that above their revenue. Few companies have had the courage to stand up for America, though, for Christian values and for our Constitution. But one of the first was Patriot Mobile, and they continue to do it. Patriot Mobile has the broadest nationwide coverage, and they use the same towers as all the main carriers, so you get the same great service. Plus, they have plans to fit anybody's budget. Their 100% U.S.-based customer service team has the highest rating among wireless carriers. And more importantly, Patriot Mobile shares your values, and they support organizations fighting for religious freedom, the Constitution, sanctity of life, and veterans and first responders. So go to patriotmobile.com/Pat today, or you can call them too at 972-PATRIOT if you like that better. And you'll get free activation when you use the offer code PAT. They also have a special discounts for veterans and first responders too, on top of all of that. Support a company that loves America. They love you, and they share your traditional family values. It's patriotmobile.com/Pat. patriotmobile.com/Pat or 972-PATRIOT.
Beware, Pat Gray is unleashed.
Oh, Pat just got a tweet from Zippy the Jackal Monkey. They actually sell those stickers, those Joe Biden I Did That stickers on Amazon. You can get 100 for $17. So wow. I just tweeted that out, and you can find it also cool. At Pat Unleashed. That is awesome.
That's great.
Take those to your nearest gas pump.
Yep. They'll be on this one right across the street from us very soon then.
Yeah, they will.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see how long they last.
Yeah. I was thinking, how long Amazon's going to allow those to be sold. Mm-hmm.
And when you put it on the pump, how long will it stay there? Because some angry Biden supporter is going to pull it down.
How many angry Biden supporters are there left?
Shouldn't be any, frankly. After this debacle, there shouldn't be any, but of course there will be.
Well, a lot of them were dead before November anyway, so they can't really do much about it anymore.
Yeah, true. 888-900-3393. Now, we got this trio of people, Jamila Jamil, Chelsea Handler, and Amy Schumer talking about how capitalism sucks.
Yeah, down with capitalism, up with Marxism.
Yeah.
But then, just check out the lack of self-awareness as they're talking. Listen to this insanity, man.
However much we may all hate capitalism, and however much we may acknowledge the evils of capitalism that do exist, currently, money is freedom for women. And I know that is the dirty and wrong and unsocialist and un-Marxist thing to say, but being able to know that if I have an emergency, I don't have to rely on a man, and that I can make my own decisions, and that I, as a businesswoman, can hire other women and people of color and people from backgrounds that don't always get hired for jobs.
Yeah, BIPOCs.
Gives me freedom, ultimately.
But we hate capitalism.
Yeah, but yay, Marxism.
So bizarre.
She just argued herself into being pro-free markets and capitalism.
So great.
Congratulations. Thanks for joining us.
Well, it's very much like the American Express thing, who has, built $1 billion business on capitalism, and now they're telling their workers that capitalism is racist. American Express, which of course made $2.3 billion worth of profit last quarter, invited the great-grandson of the Nation of Islam's founder to tell its employees that capitalism is evil. Part of the credit card giant's critical race theory training program.
Everywhere.
Asks workers to deconstruct their racial and sexual identities, then rank themselves on a hierarchy of privilege. Are you serious? That would seriously be my last day of work at the company when they start preaching this bull
everywhere,
crap.
man.
I know.
Everywhere.
According to a trove of documents, Amex executives created an internal anti-racism initiative after George Floyd's death last year, subjecting employees to a training program on the core CRT tenets, including intersectionality, which reduces individuals to a tangle of racial, gender, and sexual identities that determine whether you're an oppressor or you're oppressed.
Okay.
In any given situation. I'm sure I'm an oppressor.
Oh, definitely.
Right?
I know I am.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. In a foundational session, the outside consulting firm Paradigm trained Amex employees to deconstruct their own intersectional identities, mapping their race, sexual orientation, body type, religion, disability status, age, gender identity, and citizenship onto an official company worksheet.
No.
Okay. Then what do I do? Well, then employees could then determine whether they have privilege or are members of a marginalized group.
So, what?
White males, of course, presumably end up in the oppressor position, while racial and sexual minorities are considered oppressed.
This is kindergarten in
Surprise.
hell. This is what this is. This is like a kindergarten assignment in hell.
In a related session, trainers instruct employees how to change their behavior in the office based on their relative position on the hierarchy. The trainers provide a blue flow chart with specific rules for interacting with black, female, and LGBTQIAA2+ employees. If members of a subordinate group are present, workers should practice intersectional allyship and defer to them before speaking.
Hold on. Let me quote Jeffy if he were here. How about no?
How about no? Welcome. Thanks for being here. Got some tweets. Bovine scatology tweets. Know why it feels like an intentional controlled collapse? Because it is.
No.
Okay. Old Buck stopping Biden. This administration's handling of Afghanistan is such an abject failure. I can't help but think it's possible this was intentional. What else explains how terrible this went? Incompetence would go better by accident. It's probably true.
Yep.
Wes Usery, Democrats. Stop Afghanistaning my America.
Yes, thank you.
Nicole Archer, these senators just want a Harris presidency. The three Democrats who are doing the investigation or talking about doing an investigation. I don't, be careful what you wish for, because she would be horrific too. Sarah, crusher of dreams. All those leftists that wanted Grandpa for president sure got one. The one in the nursing home, losing his memory functions, screaming he wants to go home, attacking staff, forgetting why he's in the home in the first place. All of that is going on.
God.
Stand up, Chuck. Let him see ya. Tweets.
Yes.
Hi, Mom. I have nothing to say. I just want my tweet read live on Pat Gray Unleashed.
Oh, there it is.
It happened. It happened.
Good job.
Since it's been so aggravating, here's a little humorous moment as we look to our little brother to the north, Canada.
Let's make fun of another country's leader for a change,
Justin Trudeau.
This is good. What is he saying?
It is exactly the example of the kinds of things you need to do to counter the she-cession and turn it into a she-covery.
What? Wait, what?
Nobody knows. Like, he's saying recession, recovery.
The she-cession.
And if he's trying to...
It is exactly the example of the kinds of things you need to do to counter the she-cession and turn it into a she-covery.
She-cession
I don't
and
know.
she-covery. Those are not gendered words.
Right, and it's not like it's him session or him covering. He's just trying to be cute.
The he-covery, it's recovery, which has no gender.
let's say he just like, how ironic was that? Misspeaks on the first word, right? And for some reason says she-cession.
Uh-huh.
He then goes on to do another word, she-covery? I don't know what that was. The man is weird. Justin Trudeau.
And again, this is not the Babylon Bee.
No, right.
Which, I mean, why would you use...
Point of personal privilege?
Yeah, Go ahead.
Please do not use gendered language to address everyone.
Right. And don't turn non-gendered language into gendered language because you think you're doing something really woke and really cool. That's what he's doing, I think.
Yeah.
Right?
I don't know, man. I wouldn't put it past him, but it's just
she-cession.
That's where you're going to mix in that cutesy little gender. That's weird, man.
So he's replaced re in both of them. Recession and recovery. For some reason, is he confusing those with gendered, male gender? It's so bizarre.
He is bizarre, though.
But that's what happens when you're going out of your way to be hip and cool, and I'm with the cool kids, and I'm with the woke people, and I know all this good stuff. And in fact, I'm going to take terms that people don't even think are offensive and make them offensive, but then at the same time show you they're not because I'm putting she in front of them.
Weird.
I mean, it's a psychosis. Right? It's just a mental illness.
Oh, it's a cult all around.
People are just completely insane. Speaking of which, we have them teaching in our schools, too, which is unbelievable. We got this person at Lehigh High School.
Is that Salt Lake?
It's in Utah County. It's between Salt Lake City and Provo.
Okay.
But it's all part of the same metropolitan area. Mm-hmm. But anyway, Lehigh High School in Utah. And she starts telling the kids, I guess, all of her favorite things.
The problem, I'll straight up call it out. I'm like so over it. Okay. Okay, well, I will be super proud of you if you chose to get the vaccine.
Get the vaccine, yo.
Okay, we got the vaccine already.
Is that like the reason it's called the Delaware?
Are you a liberal?
Are you a liberal? Yeah. Oh, I think.
We'll just keep getting Delta. We'll just keep getting variants over and over and over until people get vaccinated. It's never going to end. Exactly. It could end in 5 seconds if people would get vaccinated.
No, it couldn't.
Yes.
So, pause it for a second. Okay, she's giving them misinformation right there. If every person on this planet was vaccinated, that wouldn't end it in 5 seconds.
Yeah.
Because we're still getting it.
Yeah.
We're still passing it, and you can pass it once you're vaccinated. In fact, that might make you more likely to pass it because you've got a heavier viral load that you can then give to somebody else. Okay, let's see the rest of it. There's a lot here.
I hate Donald Trump. I'm gonna say it. I don't care what y'all think. Trump sucks. He's a sexual predator. He's a literal moron.
Chemistry class.
Go tackle
Chemistry
him.
class.
Thank you for they don't give a crap. No, he is not.
What are you talking about?
Wow.
Is he a pedophile, Joe?
Mm-hmm.
Do your parents listen to chemistry class? So what? This is my
Pause it for a second.
classroom.
Does she know where she is?
Right?
You know?
Oh, yeah, she knows.
You're in one of the most conservative areas.
Oh.
One of the most Christian conservative areas in the country.
Yeah, but she's in a school.
You're bad-mouthing the kids' parents, and you're bad-mouthing all the things that they've heard while they're growing up. Maybe you should just stick to, I don't know, teaching them chemistry. What would that be like? Huh. In a chemistry class, what if you learned chemical formulas and things? Huh. Wonder what would happen. Jeez.
Well, that wouldn't be indoctrination, and that's the purpose of many teachers.
Obviously, she has no interest in that. Let's see the rest.
So what? This is my classroom, and if you guys are going to put me at risk, you're going to hear about it because I have to be here. I don't have to be happy about the fact that there's kids coming in here with their variants that could possibly get me or my family sick.
Well, aren't you vaccinated?
That's rude.
Right. Rude.
And I'm not going to pretend like
you're
it's
vaccinated.
Not. So don't ask me
You have
to.
all the right to.
That's damn right. I'm not going to pretend. I'm not going to lie. If you ask me a legit question, I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to sugarcoat it either. Because y'all need to hear the truth.
Hey, I 100% agree. You have an opinion.
You have an opinion, but I'm also a dumb teenager.
You don't have to be, though. That's the thing. Most of y'all parents are dumber than you. I'm going to say that out loud.
Most of y'all parents.
So now she's again attacking their parents, saying that they're dumber than the kids.
With excellent sentence structure, too. Most of y'all parents are dumber than you.
Right. Obviously, she's not an English teacher. She's
the
teaches
irony.
chemistry and doesn't even do that. All right, let's see the rest of it.
My parents are freaking dumb.
Wow.
Okay? And the minute I figured that out, the world opens up.
Wow.
You don't have to do
This is
everything your
dangerous
parents
stuff, boy.
say.
You don't have
and
to do everything your parents say.
You don't have to believe everything your parents believe.
Okay.
Because most likely you're smarter than them.
Pause it. But we do have to believe everything she believes, or we're going to be torn to shreds in this class.
She's the exception to the rule.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. So don't believe everything your parents teach you because they're stupid. But I, on the other hand, am smart, and you need to believe everything I'm saying is true because I'm going to give you the truth.
These kids are in the presence of greatness, and they better recognize it.
Your parents are morons. I'm the authority here. I'm the one who knows things, not them. Really bad.
Evil, man.
Really bad. And there's more.
I 110% disagree. My parents are geniuses. I'm the idiot of the family. Like
Parents are
110%.
You can believe what you want to believe, but keep it quiet in here because I'm probably going to make fun of you.
What a...
Okay, I'll just say this. Here are the topics that you probably want to avoid in this class. Politics, which you went into. You asked me.
It's kind of fun to talk about it.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting.
You get all riled up.
I could go off on it the whole entire class period if you want me to. But I'm not going to because it's chemistry. You need to do some chemistry. If you don't believe in climate change, get the hell out.
Get out.
Okay?
If you don't believe in climate change, get the hell out.
That's it.
Oh, okay.
You're the problem with the world.
Wow. Now she's attacking the students.
What happened to building up self-esteem in
If you're a
kids?
homophobe, get out.
Thank you.
Because I am the GSA faculty advisor.
What
I
does that
love
mean?
gay
GSA.
people.
Oh, she loves gay people.
LGBTQIA plus mother. If you don't like it, get out.
Wow. Wow.
If I hear you say a damn word against any of them, I will open a can. And I will make your life a living hell.
Wow. So now she's
And
threatening
they
the
know
kids.
it. If you say shiz to any LGBTQ kid in the school, I will hear about it. And you will be in trouble.
Wow. Got your little
More threats for the kids.
Got your Gestapo patrolling the halls, listening to people now. This lady.
So fortunately, she's been placed on leave, but I think it's paid leave.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Well, yeah.
She should have been fired immediately. Just absolutely fired. And you don't want her anywhere near kids. I don't care if it's high school, elementary, junior high, college. Get her away from children.
So listen to this. You have
Wow.
a listener of this program who knows that woman. Jeffy's gut check on Twitter.
All right.
Said, I knew this woman personally. She was very kind. Her daughter was my sister's best friend. Once her daughter came out as transgender and began transitioning, the whole family went psycho woke.
Oh, wow. And there you go.
There you have it.
There's the fruits of that right there. Great.
That woman should not be teaching.
Shouldn't be teaching.
That woman should not have a profession that it causes her to interact with anybody in society, much less your children.
That's true.
Oh, my.
Wow. As far as, her saying not to hassle any gay kids in the school, of course that's right. I mean, they shouldn't. But all the other indoctrination going on there, like if you don't believe in climate change, get out. I know more than your parents do. Your parents are stupid. These are dangerous things to be telling kids. And
keep your opinions to yourself.
Things.
Keep your opinions
keep
to
your
yourself.
opinion to yourself in my class. I'm the only one who can have an opinion that won't be ridiculed and mocked in this class. Huh. Yeah, does that seem like a safe learning environment to anybody? Because it sure doesn't to me.
Yeah, I mean, teachers like that, they pride themselves on having safe spaces, but woo, that is not the case if you have a differing point of view. Ugh.
If you're trying to sell your home, it could be a real challenge, and you need a realtor by your side who you can really trust and help you make really good decisions so that you sell your home in the shortest amount of time and for the most amount of money. You don't want it to stretch on, because then people start to wonder what's wrong with your house, and the price goes down inevitably. It's a tough process, and that's why, again, your agent is so important. They can lead you and guide you in all those important decisions, like whether or not to repaint, or should you just sell it as is? Will that be enough? Or should you invest some money to make some money, like on countertops or flooring or remodeling of any kind? They'll be able to tell you what people are looking for and what you'll get your money out of and what you won't. It's Real Estate Agents I Trust. They got great track records. They have great marketing plans, and won't just rely on an open house every weekend to sell your home. Real Estate Agents I Trust, the name really says it all. realestateagentsitrust.com.
Go ahead. Pat Gray is here, and he's unleashed.
Please do not use gendered language to address everyone.
Welcome. Got some tweets here. Night shift casualty tweets. Patheads. The left expects us to be silent and be unengaged. It's time to speak up and let our voices be heard. We owe it to our children, their children, and all the generations to come. Yeah, and if we don't, it's not going to be America. It already seems like that in large measure. We've already made that transition, but it's going to get a lot worse if we don't do something about it. Unsophisticated party animal. I saw something about Trudeau is losing female support, so maybe that's the reason for the she-cession? I don't know. Cows with guns tweets. Wouldn't calling it a she-cession indicate the recession was caused by women?
Oh, my bad. No, never mind. Yeah, that wasn't a good plan.
Crab Monster 2. If that teacher lost some weight, she would be better protected from the Rona than by getting the vaccine. Yeah, that can be said of a lot of us. Actually, it's probably true. But here's some good news. The school district now says Lehigh teacher no longer employed after comments to students. Yes! Good!
A happy story.
I don't like people to get fired, but she deserves it. You can't have her. I mean, go do something else. Go work for Media Matters.
Oh, Potter. I thought you were going with
working for Potter now.
And now she'd fit in with him.
She would. Yeah, she sure would. Keith.
Yeah.
Crazy. It's just, I mean, she's nuts. Crazy nuts. I mean, you're standing there
in the wrong profession.
In the wrong profession, in the wrong part of the country, in the wrong area of the country.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're in downtown Salt Lake City, there's a good chance you're going to get a lot of people who agree with you. Probably not in that group of kids. All right, so getting the vaccination. You know, you're killing people if you don't do it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why everybody's showing us that they're doing it, including a bunch of stars, a bunch of celebrities. They're showing us the way.
Mm.
Yeah, they're making us see.
Wait. If you're squeamish, wait. Just
pause it for a second.
Okay, stop it. Stop the video.
That's Mariah Carey.
Yes.
Mariah's about now. She's got a mask on, so you don't know it's her. But
you're about to hear that it's her.
Yeah.
I just want people that are squeamish with needles. This is a particularly bad video. If you let your brain go wild on it here.
Here she is getting jabbed.
Oh, I'm filming. That's the problem. I'm in like my filming sense. Okay.
Just relax for me.
Just relax. Yeah. Ooh.
Sounds like a song by
Here's
her.
that vocal range.
Wait, whoa. No, watch the needle. Where's the needle? Hold on, wait. It's now
Broken off in her arm?
Where did it go?
Okay, that was weird. Let's see the beginning, because it looks like the needle is there, right?
Yes.
I mean, you can see the needle entering her arm. Watch carefully. Okay.
Right,
yeah,
there it is.
There's the needle.
It is.
All right. She jams it all the way in.
And there's a B-side
and then
she's
kind of
recording.
pushes it to the side. Look at this. And out. Pulls it
gross
to the side.
What's
now.
happening? What is that?
And the needle's no longer there. She broke off the needle in her arm. Or there's some kind of trick going on there
it's
that
fake. Yeah.
It was fake.
Which 5 Times August, who posted another video right under that and said, it reminds me of this. Remember early on when the doctors and stuff were getting the vaccine?
Yeah, and they faked it.
Remember this video? Watch this one with the. Oh wait, why? Oh, pull the music down in there. Control room. Pull the music down. We don't want to get flagged. Watch this.
All right, here's the needle.
Okay,
going in, and
the guy never pushes in the syringe.
No,
never
touches it.
Yeah,
3 times, but doesn't push it.
Never
in.
pushes the thing down.
Those are people who I'll play your game, I'll fake it, but I'm not getting the vaccine.
What does
I'll tell you that right
tell
now.
you? And remember, there's a large number of even Pfizer employees that don't have the vaccine yet.
Yeah, was it 20%?
I think it was about 20%.
20.
Yeah. And early on, remember that Fauci and the other guys at the CDC were questioned, what percentage of the employees there have it, and I forgot what the number was. I think it was half,
40 or
something. Yeah,
40 or 50% or something. It's so bad. I mean, this thing has really separated the country.
Sure has.
And
the government's playing right along.
Separated shows. The other day on Fox and Friends. Was this just yesterday? This might have been just yesterday. Brian Kilmeade and Steve Ducey were talking about
the passport in New York City and how your life is about to be over if you want to go anywhere after September 13th.
Disagreement on the curvy couch. And
this is fun.
You can sense there's a little hostility
I'm
here.
on Team Kilmeade all the way on this one.
Check this out.
What if you have the antibodies, and what if you can't get the vaccination? You have to shelter in place now, like an American in Afghanistan? And if you don't, these people are the worst, these inspectors. They're going to come blitzing in there, these health inspectors. They're going to fine you $1,000 for your first offense. Think about what everybody's been forced to do in the hospitality industry. $1,000 for your first offense.
You can tell how passionate Brian is about this. He feels strongly about it.
I am right there with him. He is speaking for me.
You what? You? No, you don't feel the same way. I don't think that surprises anybody. Let's see what he has to say.
For your first offense, and it's going to go up to $2,500 after that.
That's
well,
ridiculous.
He could be right.
Come on.
It could actually force people or convince people to go ahead and get the vaccine so that they can go into these places.
People making their own decisions. You shouldn't get the mayor making your medical decisions.
Well, if you had talked to him, he would say it's a public health crisis.
Who wants to talk to him?
Not the mayor, you said. So there are a lot of people out there who want to feel safe when they go out places. That's why Danny Meyer, who runs a chain of the biggest restaurants in New York, and David Burke have both said, we're on board with this. We want our staff, and we want our guests to feel
So why didn't he make that decision for himself?
Thank you.
You mean for his restaurant?
Yeah, do it for your restaurant. Don't do it to our restaurant.
Ainsley's on Brian's side,
there's a
too.
lady in Brooklyn.
Right.
She's in Bay Ridge. She's a manager of a restaurant there. And she said the city is segregating people. She said this reminds her of the civil rights movement. And she says just replace the words vaccinated and unvaccinated to black and white or Muslim and Catholic or gay or heterosexual. Listen to her.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, okay. By the way, this is going to be a civil rights issue. And who was it that said, where's Al Sharpton on? Oh, I guess it was Kilmeade right there. Yeah, where's Al Sharpton on here? Because only less than 30% of blacks in New York City right now have gotten vaccinated. This is going to be a segregation of blacks in a month.
Yeah, they're calling it Jab Crow. Oh. It's a new Jab Crow law.
Okay, I'll get on board with that.
Yeah.
But that is a great question. And what's going to happen on September 13th when you have viral videos of black people being turned away from businesses in New York City because they don't prove that they're vaccinated?
Well, that's when it will end. Right? They can't do that. You can't.
Is this going to end?
There's just no way.
Is this going to end?
I think in New York, it has to. I mean, if blacks can't go into restaurants, 70% of them, then yeah, you're going to have a problem. You can't. If it's whites, that's not a big deal. Nobody will care.
This is going to be state by state. This is going to be we are separating into different camps in different states. What is this? So Washington State just made it so that Inslee said that if you're a K through 12 educator, refuse the vaccine, you're going to be subject to dismissal. And remember, we had the lady with the heart condition who was turned away from her doctor after waiting 5 months. Pregnant woman. Geez. Oh, you're not vaccinated? Oh, we're not going to see you for your heart condition. I mean, it's insanity. Speaking of Washington State, though, the Washington Medical Center has kicked several patients off their transplant waiting list because they're not vaccinated. This is insanity. It's a cult, man. I can't take it.
Pat Gray.
Great to have you with us. Hey, be sure to share the show with your friends and family. Every day, the show posts at 4 Eastern, 4 o'clock Eastern at youtube.com/Pat Gray. youtube.com/Pat Gray. And then, of course, on the podcast, please subscribe and rate with 4 stars. Or 5, I mean.
Yeah, don't be doing no 4.
Jeez, don't do 4. That would be tragically bad.
Yeah.
Rate with 5 stars so that other people will be exposed as well, you know, and we'll spread this all over the place like a nasty virus.
Man.
That they don't have a vaccine for.
You're selling it.
So, yeah.
Expose others to this nasty virus.
Yeah. That
so.
there's no for which there is no cure. There's no cure for it. It'll just keep going.
Wow.
Yeah. So good luck.
So as long as you have to suffer along with us, make sure everyone else does too. That's youtube.com/Pat Gray.
Thank you. Exactly. Yesterday, my wife brought home these new cookies that we're trying out, maybe for fall.
Don't do this, dude, because you don't bring them in here.
Well, I couldn't bring them in. We only had. I mean, they'd been touched and stuff by people who were taking pictures.
Do you know radio people in food?
You wouldn't have cared.
Nobody in this building would have cared if there was a backstory that involved a sewer.
But I tried them anyway. Oh my gosh!
What flavor are we talking about?
Cinnamon roll cookies. Delicious.
Okay, see, now don't be doing it. Well, you gotta stop that.
She's like a mad scientist.
Do that only when you bring them in.
By the way, we have a brand new rewards program where every time you spend money, you get points for it, and then those points can be redeemed for special deals and cookies and merchandise and all
free
that
flights,
stuff.
like vacations and hotels. And
no
stuff.
flights.
No.
Okay. No, this isn't Delta Airlines, But cookies and merchandise and whatever at Kexi.com. So check that out if you would.
Very good.
Got some tweets here. Courier for Christ tweets, if you're afraid to get sick from being around people, as is apparently this teacher or was in Lehigh, find a new career. Right. Mm-hmm. Also, might I suggest a cabin in the woods alone, away from people?
Now that sounds tempting.
By yourself.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Caffeinated Texan, the best libs can do for a president is an Alzheimer's patient. Did you expect them to do better for teachers? That's a pretty good point. You know, the most important job in the country, they got somebody with dementia for it. So, yeah, when you think of it that way, we shouldn't expect all that much. Pew Pew One Pew, guys, not to worry. That teacher will get a higher paying job at CNN. Yeah, she's probably in line for that. Rants out loud. Notice how all the leftists are self-centered a-holes who think that they and their family are smarter than everyone, and they're going to be the ones to get sick because of you and your stupid family. Al Gore's artificial insanity. So the teacher that just trashed on those kids and our former president, she's all accepting and inclusive, though, right? Yeah, got it. Yeah. They don't even try to make that statement anymore, that they're inclusive of other people's ideas or that they're tolerant, because they're not. I mean, they're just not. They're just fascists now. Okay, let's go to Scott in Florida. Hey, Scott, you're on the Blaze. Welcome.
Hello.
Hey. You're going to have to turn down the radio or we'll both be really confused.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. All right. What's up?
Well, I was wondering what we're going to do when Biden's gone.
What we're going to do when he's gone? Yeah. There's no good.
We'll be stuck with.
No good answer to that.
With Kamala Canada.
Yes, that's right.
And if Kamala Canada leaves with him, we'll be stuck with Pelosi.
Yes,
if Pelosi leaves, we'll be stuck with McConnell.
Yeah, there's no good option here. Appreciate it. Thanks, Scott. There's no good option as far as president until 2024. Now, I think what they might angle to do, if they see that definitely the handwriting's on the wall, Biden's got to leave, somehow get Kamala Harris fired from the vice presidency and bring somebody else in. Because they know she's super unpopular. And maybe they'll try to groom somebody for 2024 who's in that position. I don't know. But it'll probably just be Kamala once Biden leaves.
There is no good option here.
There's no good option.
You got Biden, Harris, Pelosi, as he mentioned. It's not McConnell next. It's the Senate pro tem, which is Patrick Leahy right now. I mean, there's nowhere to turn, y'all.
My.
And then you get into the cabinet.
Fourth is Senate pro tem, right? And then fifth is the agriculture secretary, or
no. Then they go in the order that the office was established. The cabinet position was established. So it's Secretary of State, which would be Anthony Blinken, and that's terror. Right. Oh no! Then Janet Yellen. Oh no! Lloyd Austin after that. Merrick Garland. And then Deb Haaland, Secretary of Interior, then Tom Vilsack, and then a bunch of people. Marcia Fudge is on. I forgot about urban development.
Marcia Fudge?
Pete Buttigieg is down there.
Isn't Marcia Fudge from the Harry Potter series?
Who is that? Hold on. My kids, if they were listening, they would be like,
there is a Professor Fudge.
Is there? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
I think you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah. What is the character? What is the character's name? Cornelius Fudge. Yes.
Close. Hey, Peter in Florida. Hi, you're on the Blaze.
Hi.
Hey.
I think with Biden asking for the billions of dollars for reconstruction, that's really not going to go towards rebuilding Afghanistan because there is really no Afghanistan left. It's the Taliban. I think we're financing our own 9/11 attack.
Jeez. It's a frightening thought. Thanks a lot, Peter. I certainly hope not. But how do you discount that with these incompetent buffoons in office? You can't discount that. Dave in Maryland, you're on the Blaze. Hi.
Yo, Pat.
Hey.
Was it you guys that pointed out several months ago about Tom Hanks saying that he doesn't respect a man that won't wear a mask?
Yeah.
And then he promptly goes down to Australia and infects everybody.
Right.
Well,
only 90 people or whatever it was.
Only 90, right? Only 90.
It was.
Yeah. His son apparently turned out so much better.
Yeah.
How'd that happen?
Keep up the good work, guys.
All right. Thank you. Appreciate it. Thanks, Dave. His son was making some serious sense, though. The apple did fall a ways from the tree, which was great because his son was on fire this week.
I love that I got the vaccination. Psych! I mean, you don't get a psych reference too often.
Not anymore.
I mean, that's 30 years ago. I like to hear that.
Psych. 888-900-3393. Speaking of Afghanistan, we got a meme making the rounds here that's meaningful.
Yeah.
The original Taliban.
Okay.
And a bunch of photos.
About 20 years ago.
Collage of photos from 20 years ago or so. And then the CIA-trained Taliban, which is another photo of them, but this time they don't have their fingers on the trigger
so it's
as
tough
they're
to
holding
see
the gun.
Here. Yeah, so 20 years ago when we first encountered the Taliban and they
always had their finger on the gun,
I mean, that's
on the
not,
trigger.
That's not gun safety.
No.
I mean, I target pro people would be upset about that.
but
now that they're CIA trained.
Yeah, now they know not to put their finger on the trigger until they're ready to fire. And then at the bottom, know the difference.
Know the difference.
Yeah, good. So
well
we
done.
did make a difference in Afghanistan, and we got that going for us right there. Former Afghan President Ashraf Ghani has fled the country, of course, with $169 million.
Say what?
In his cash-stuffed helicopter. He wanted to take more than that, but he didn't have room. He literally didn't have room for all the cash he stole from Afghanistan.
I want that problem.
He's been given asylum in Dubai on humanitarian grounds.
Okay.
Good for him.
Yeah.
And he's got a little money now.
Yeah, there's a little line in that story there, Pat. What does it say?
He was forced to leave some of the money behind as it would not all fit on the flight.
Right. Okay, so that story's out there. Then there's video circulating that, wow, look at what was left behind here. I don't know if this is that money that didn't fit on the plane, but oh my gosh, look at this. Those are hundreds. Those are stacks of $100 bills.
Oh my gosh. Look at that. Piles and piles and piles of money. Oh my gosh. All for the Taliban now. Unless you think it's just $100 bills on the top, we're going to show you.
Yeah, let's make sure there's not fake stuff here. What's happening in here?
It's solid hundreds. Solid Benjamins right there.
Oh,
there you go. Okay. Sure. You fanned it out. There it is. There's the money. Yeah, U.S. dollars. Congratulations. Somebody's got hundreds of millions of dollars right there.
And that will go to pay terrorists in Afghanistan that will probably fan out across the world and assault the Western way of life.
Just threw up a little bit in my mouth right there. Yeah, think of all the Americans who could use a portion of that.
Right.
I mean, rather than squander it, leaving it for the Taliban.
But that just...
What if you put that to use here in the United States of America?
Now, again... We don't know for a fact that money is what the president was trying to get out of there, the Afghan president. But just the fact that the dude had $169 million plus.
Yeah, where'd you get that?
Shows you that, hey, maybe your citizens could have used that, bro.
Where'd you come up with $169 million? You must have invested really well in the stock market.
No. I wish that were the answer. That would be your paycheck and mine.
Oh, of course it is. Yeah, of course it is. Whatever money we sent to Afghanistan just ended up at the presidential palace. And so clearly there was some serious corruption to begin with, which, I mean, obviously the Taliban's going to be a hell of a lot worse. But what was going on there before wasn't good either. Wasn't good.
Goodness.
I mean, he's got so much money in U.S. cash that he can't get it all on his helicopter. Unbelievable. Really unbelievable. 888-900-3393. Still, we've got leftists like Stephen Colbert who are still so hung up on the January 6th Capitol riot.
Oh, gosh.
That they compare what's going on in Afghanistan to what happened on January 6th. Look at this.
He's right. We've had troops there for 20 years. They fought. They sacrificed. Their families sacrificed so that we wouldn't have a terrorist attack in America planned in a foreign country. Why should our soldiers be fighting radicals in a civil war in Afghanistan? We've got our own on Capitol Hill. Then Biden pointed out.
Get out of here. And then the lemmings that cheer for that and clap.
Then Biden pointed out the U.S. did everything we could for the Afghans.
We gave them every tool they could need. We paid their salaries.
Right.
Provided for the maintenance of their Air Force. We gave them every chance to determine their own future. We could not provide them was the will to fight for that future.
Just a thought. Maybe we should have checked with the Afghan army if they had the will before we gave them the tools and the weapons, because now the Taliban has the will and the weapons. And the former Afghan army soldiers are at home rubbing Miracle Grow on their face, trying to squeeze out a beard by dawn. And in the end, Biden argued that whenever we pulled out, the Taliban would have taken over.
I mean, first of all, Stephen Colbert, is he not one of the least funny human beings on this planet? He doesn't have a funny bone in his body.
Is there a funny show anymore at late night?
He's as funny as vomit. And believe me, I never laugh when I'm puking. Never. It's never happened in my life where I've been laughing as I barfed.
No?
No.
Wow.
Never.
Not even as like an afterthought, like, wow, this is fun.
No. I mean, it was many hours between puking and laughing. But it's many hours between Stephen Colbert and laughter, too.
They're not connected.
No, they are not connected in any way. And such a buffoon. How do you compare a riot at the Capitol building to to what happened in Afghanistan here in this massive debacle. It just shows the absolute stupidity. How do people even watch that show? I'll never understand. And not only do they watch it, it's number one at that time of night.
Wow.
In fact, there was just a Capitol riot story that told the situation of the Justice Department, who is called the Capitol riot investigation, one of the largest in American history, both in terms of the number of defendants prosecuted and the nature and volume of the evidence. So they're talking about Carl Dresch, one person in particular, who's 40 years old. He's from the Upper Peninsula of Michigan. Dresch came to Washington for his first ever visit to the city for the January 6th Stop the Steal rally. He listened to President Donald Trump's speech and then joined a crowd heading down the mall toward the Capitol. When he got there, he did, in fact, walk through an open door in the Capitol. He wandered around for maybe 20 or 25 minutes and then listen to what he did. He left. Yeah, so he walked into the Capitol, walked around, and left. Now, nobody disputes that. Nobody says he did anything violent. In fact, they say no, he didn't do anything violent.
So they're not doing anything, right? They're leaving him alone.
Well, here's what they did, and I think it's reasonable. They put him in jail in Michigan, awaiting his trial, and then they transferred him to another jail in Oklahoma, and then they transferred him to a third jail in Washington, D.C., and that's where he's been for the last 6 months, because he entered the Capitol building, walked around,
and then he walked around,
and then left. He didn't commit any vandalism. He didn't threaten anybody. He didn't beat a police officer with a pole. He didn't do anything. He walked around the U.S. Capitol, which belongs to us, by the way, and then he walked out of the building, and for that he spent 6 months in jail. And they finally did his hearing, and he wound up with a $500 fine and time served. So 6 months in jail and a $500 fine for this misdemeanor of trespassing. I guess that's what they got him on. It wasn't even trespassing. He pleaded guilty to one charge: parading, demonstrating, or picketing in a Capitol building.
Wait, I thought that... Well, hold on a second. I got...
6 months in jail for that.
I'm just looking here. I've got this thing here. What is this thing? What is this? Do we even know what this is anymore?
Oh, that's the that's a really old thing where
I don't even know.
A bunch of old white guys, some racist document that they wrote.
There's something in
Nobody
here.
pays any attention to it anymore.
Right to protest, something.
Right to protest, yeah. Speedy trial. Let's not forget speedy trial.
Right. But again, I don't even know what this is, but it's cute.
Let's not forget due process. I don't know. There's a few things in that dumb document that might have helped this guy, but we ignored him, thankfully. Also, I got to show you this because this is appropriate right now for January 6th.
Oh, yeah.
There's a new flag out that shows the Capitol building with the flag in the background and the words, "Never forget
January 6th,
2021, where no one was killed." No one. Well, Trump supporter, but no one was killed by the mob.
Matters.
Where no one was, again, no one was killed.
That matters, Pat. Right, that matters. Yes. Never forget. Boy, they are making sure you don't, and they are spinning this. Oh, if you don't think that they are laying the groundwork for something even bigger than how they're handling the January 6th protest, just you wait.
Yeah, but you don't, Keith, you don't ever want to be charged with parading. Because if you parade, you're going to be
was the guy walking around
locked
like this?
up for a good long time. I don't know.
I would find his ass for that.
He didn't say. But if he did, then he deserves what he got.
Oh, 6 months? You're lucky you got off that's scot-free, quite frankly, if you're going around like this. The Capitol building.
And if you're making that noise, because there was no band.
Right.
So you'd have to be making that noise by
I
yourself.
agree with our government on this one. I'm sorry. I will not stand by and allow you to parade.
No.
And hum.
There's no parading in America. You can't parade. All right, let's go to Deb. Hey, Deb, you're on the Blaze.
Hey, good morning, gentlemen. How are you?
Doing well.
Good. Hey, bingo.
Oh, good job. Good job. Yep, we just finished this off, didn't we? Tell us what line your bingo occurred in.
All right. Well, I have it from the second row, starting with 1/6 the day.
Democracy almost died. Yeah, we were. Yes. We
And
just
the
showed you
second?
how serious people were parading. All right, go ahead.
Crazy. And my butt's been wiped.
Right. Okay.
And then I've got Jeffy, quit your whining.
Yes.
And then you're not as smart as I thought you were.
Okay.
And to finish it all off, threw up in my mouth a little.
Excellent. Excellent. So did we set you up with the $35 to get something cool at the Pat Head?
Yes, you did. Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you, Deb. Appreciate your listening.
PatHeadShop.com. By the way, we were talking about Marcia Fudge, and I said, boy, if my kids were listening, they'd set me straight on the Harry Potter reference. Yeah, my oldest just sent me a text. It's Cornelius Fudge, the Minister of Magic, Dad. We're all yelling at you through the radio right now. Yeah, so there you go.
Dummy.
Yeah, I'm dumb. I don't know who Cornelius Fudge, the Minister of Magic of Harry Potter world is.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, sorry.
We got to show you this because, we all know how screwed up things are right now and how easy it is to lose your job, how easy it is to be drummed out of your job, to be canceled, to be completely shut out of civilization.
Mm-hmm.
Jack Morris.
Oh.
The Jack Morris comments. Jack Morris is an all-star pitcher for the Detroit Tigers, and now he's announcer. I don't think he's play-by-play, but he's the color commentary.
Sure, yeah.
Color commentary. And during a game the other day, this happened. See how egregious this is.
Now what do you do with Shohei Ohtani?
A Japanese player.
Be very careful.
Okay. Be very, very careful.
Well,
but he
folks,
said it with a bad
Shohei Ohtani
accent.
is coming to the plate, and it's been brought to my attention, and I sincerely apologize if I offended anybody, especially anybody
Not
in
good
the
enough,
Asian
Jack. Sorry.
community, for what I said about pitching and being careful to Shohei Ohtani. I did not intend for any offensive thing, and I apologize if I did.
I myself and think of myself as a man of faith.
Oh boy!
As there's a drive in a deep left field by Castellanos, it will
So
be
he
a
keeps
home
going.
run.
He keeps apologizing.
And so that'll make it a 4-0 ball game.
And on.
I don't know if I'm going to be putting on this headset again. I don't know if it's going to be for the Reds. I don't know if it's going to be for my bosses at Fox. I'm going to apologize for the people who signed my paycheck.
Jeez.
For the Reds, for Fox Sports
Reds.
Ohio.
Okay.
For the people I work with. For anybody that I've offended here tonight.
Yeah.
I can't begin to tell you how deeply sorry I am.
Yeah. Okay, we got it.
That is not who I
We got it. That's not who he is. He's not a person who lapses into an Asian accent for 4 words. Really? Is it that big a deal? Is it really? Do we have to persecute somebody for doing that and see to it that they lose their livelihood? Was that egregious? Or are there Asians who would be forgiving and saying, don't worry about it. Don't do it again, but don't worry about it. Okay, you can't do that in this environment, but let's not fire him for it. Give him another chance. Well, he's been suspended indefinitely, and my guess is almost 100% chance that he's going to be fired. Unbelievable. Just really unbelievable. Seems like we had 2 separate clips there.
Yeah, that was Tom Brenneman. Remember when he made some comment? I forgot what that was.
I don't remember the
comment. So that was the
either.
Reds thing. Okay, our bad.
Pat Gray, only on the Blaze Radio Network.